Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. This is Wednesday, September 21st. This is one of my surprise pop-up videos. You can tell from the title, when it rains, it pours. I just wanted to do a bit of a quick check and see how the wannabe king is doing. So, I don't know if you heard, but there was a bit of an interview with Liz Cheney that was on the news yesterday, and she was saying that one of the Republicans referred to Trump as the Orange Jesus. I love that. It absolutely made me howl. So there's that, right? So this is kind of what's been going on. So now there's this Judge Deary who isn't going to put up with the crap coming from his um, defense attorneys with that whole situation with Mar-a-Lago. Now Letitia James has um, indicated all of the, I don't know if they're indictments or charges. I'm not sure what they call them in a civil matter, but anyways, she released that this morning. I mean, they're looking at like $250 million in payment. But they're also looking at things like they can't have, and this is like the Trump kids, Weisselberg, a couple other people, and his corporations. So this is about the Trumps not being able to have, I think they said their name on any new businesses, I think is the way it went. And they can't operate any businesses in New York for the next 5 years. There is a lot of stuff going on. So he just got nailed with that. And also, even though it hasn't been in the news, there has apparently just, I don't know, in the last couple days or so, apparently the Senate unanimously, hear the word unanimously, um, did oh crap, I forget. It's when, they sort of do a condemnation on something that's been happening. Um, and that unanimously was about Trump and MAGA going after the RCMP, the RCMP, you can tell them Canadian, the FBI, and um, and inciting violence against them. So there's been a lot going on, and none of it has been a good thing for the Orange Jesus. I'm sorry, I got to steal that one. That is funny because you know what? He really does see himself as that savior, that second coming. And unfortunately, so do too many people, particularly in the southern states. And the rest of them who follow him are, a cult, basically. So there's that. And let's not forget he sort of was taking the stance or sympathizing with or acknowledging the QAnon people at that rally over the past weekend. He is just spiraling, this guy. I want to just take a quick dip into his energy and just see what's going on with him. And before I do that, I just want to take a minute and let you know that tomorrow morning, so Thursday, morning, there is going to be a release of a video called, I think I called it Shine Your Light Energy Circle for the US elections writ large. So, what we are doing in the first video, there will be a series of them come out over the next 7 or 8 weeks, I guess. Um, what we're doing with the first one is we're simply trying to raise the light. We're trying to raise consciousness. We're not telling people who to vote for or how to vote. We're trying to infuse the whole energy around the election with light, simply for, you know, an increase of the positive energies, and in an attempt to sort of slow down or push back on some of the really dark, lower vibrational energy. So look for that tomorrow if you want to take part in that energy circle. Okay, let's take just a quick look at, and of course, right, apparently Don Jr. has already started to call this the Democratic witch hunt. It's not a witch hunt, okay? And this is for like a 10-year period. I believe that they've looked at, and it's crazy. I mean, his um his penthouse at in Trump Tower, apparently he has it's 30,000 square feet. He said it was something like 357,000 square feet. It's just craziness. The amplification and the inflation of facts and figures that he did for his benefit. And so that's all coming back on him. And you know what? Again, I keep saying this couldn't happen to a more deserving soul. Quick hop into Trump and his energy. And just so you know, I'm very well protected. Okay. Because that is some dark energy I'm about to jump into. Okay, here we go. Um, Trump current state. Trump current state. Trump current state. Okay, here we go. Things are starting to move really, really, really fast for him, and he's having a really hard time juggling all the balls and keeping them all in the air. He feels that the whole world is out to get him, right? I mean, he is nothing if not skilled at playing the martyr, right? I'm the victim, everyone's picking on me, I don't know why everybody's picking on me, that kind of nonsense from him. So he is literally wallowing in self pity and rage. He's not sleeping, he's becoming much more erratic. And I gotta say, in some ways, Letitia James is one of the people that he was most scared of because she's hitting him in his ego, which is his name and his money. And like what's going on, from what I understand, it can cause banks to call in loans. It can cause other lenders and other businesses to not want to do any business with the Trumps. This really is the beginning of the Trump empire as we know it. It's coming down. And the thing is he's never going to be able to get that reputation back. He's not. And I don't know that he knows that yet, but I'm here to tell you, it's not going to happen. There's never going to be a shine to the Trump name ever again. Okay. Um, do not be surprised if, at a minimum, before the end of the day, at a maximum, before Friday, there is another big push for fundraising for Trump to fight against, the Democratic witch hunt. Okay, do not be surprised. Just just don't, because it's coming. There's still a bunch of stuff we don't know yet. And I don't mean um, you know, with well, I do kind of mean with the court cases writ large. Okay, there's so much stuff that we don't know, particularly with the Mar-a-Lago situation. That's huge. Also, let's not forget that there's going to be more truths coming out pertaining to, apparently there is a criminal trial coming up in October in New York. I think it has something to do with the businesses also. So he's getting hit. This is this. Okay, so this is the picture that they just showed me. He's like, you remember when you were little kids and there was sort of the wheel thing in the playground, and you would jump on it and people would like push it. I can't remember what it's called, and it would go round and round and round and faster, or somebody on a swing, right? And you just keep pushing them higher and higher and higher. That's what's going on with him, right? He is getting hit so hard, he is just spiraling. Okay, he just can't even absorb the impact and the implications of what is going on with him. So he is absolutely raging, like absolutely raging. And this is the problem. The judgments are not going to be in his favor. They're going to be very, very, very harsh. And partnerships are going to pull away from him. And the burden he carries is going to be bigger and bigger. Now, this is the thing. Okay, let's just remember this. He is also not only is, and is he just a con man of the highest regard, he's going to probably end up declaring bankruptcy. Okay, that's what he does. That's how he gets out of his troubles. Um, but there are also, if you saw the press release, she is also sending this or referring things to the Southern District of New York and apparently to, where do I want to think, California. But there's stuff and irregularities that were found, and they're also referring it out to other states. Um, so there's that. It's going to be interesting to see if the whole Bragg investigation actually heats up, or he continues to hide behind his own insecurities and fears about winning. So that'll be interesting to see. But right now, oh my lord, there is so much fighting and screaming and yelling going on in the family. Everybody has now gone into a protect themselves defensive mode. So Eric's trying to protect himself from the whole family, and Don Jr. is protecting himself from the whole family, and Ivan is really, really protecting herself from the whole family. And Donald Trump trusts nobody, and he's angry and he's furious, and that's all he knows. You're going to get some public statements from the children that appear to be supportive, but honestly, for the most part, crickets. It's going to be quiet, except Don Jr., who's too stupid to shut up. Okay, so big trouble inside the family itself. It is like it's like um shattering. It's just shattering. So there's that. This is what's coming for Donald Trump and the Trump organizations. This is the beginning of the end. And he will be emperor no more. Instead, he will be the Nine of Swords, wrapped up, imprisoned. No, I don't literally mean going to jail, imprisoned by his own words and deeds and actions. He's not going to be able to see his way clear. His hands are going to be tied. He's not going to be able to figure how to move. And he's going to literally feel the walls closing in on him, closing in on him, closing in on him. The extent of his thievery is not yet understood, not in its completeness. There were tricks going on left, right, and center, because for him it didn't matter, right? It didn't matter who we heard or who got lost, or who he shafted. It just mattered that he got what he wanted, and the tricks abounded. So that's what we have right now. And here comes justice. Here comes justice. So, let's not gloat, because karma's not good, but we've all been waiting for a really, really long time for there to be, some consequences to his actions. The writing was really on the wall. I think it was last week when it was announced that Trump's lawyers had made an offer to the James um, lawsuit that was going on, and they rejected the offer. So, and again, remember, this is how Trump deals with things, right? He waits until the very, very last minute, and then he throws money at it. Um, she is not going to settle this without there being a significant impact to his businesses and his business organizations. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot going on in Trump world, and frankly, none of it's good. And he is becoming more and more erratic. Do not be surprised if there are crazy rants and raves, if there is, a lot more talk about, how there's going to be trouble in the streets because the American people aren't going to take it. This is the thing to remember. Um, I saw something yesterday that said among Republicans, 33% identify with Trump, but something like 58%, so almost double, identify with the Republican party. So he is losing his grasp slowly, slowly, but it's happening. Okay. So even Republicans are like disassociating from him. Who are left are the MAGA people. And if you break it down sort of by percentages or numbers and take the entire population of the United States and break it down, it's something like 13 million people absolutely believe everything that comes out of Trump's mouth. But it was like something like 270 million don't. Okay, so keep perspective, keep perspective. Um, he can threaten all he wants, but when the Senate unanimously condemns him for actions, that's a big thing. That is a really big thing because that means those 48 Republican senators agreed and said he can't, you know, set up a situation and badmouth the FBI to the point where people are going to get hurt. So there's a lot going on. The walls are closing in around him. He is becoming more and more literally like a volcano about to explode or implode, I guess, depending on your from where you're standing. So that's where we are. That's where we are. Um, and that's what I know right now. So take heart. This is the beginning of that downfall. I mean, for a long time, it was investigations, it was this, it was that, it was how long is this going to take? Well, now we're starting to see um, the results, right? We're starting to see them with the James investigation. We're starting to see them with that other court case that apparently is going to start sometimes in October about criminal charges pertaining to his businesses. Um, we're seeing it with the Mar-a-Lago situation, and apparently, this Judge Deary is like absolutely not putting up with any crap, and apparently the submission that went to the appellate court by Trump's lawyers basically said um, he's special. He's special because he was the president, and they referred to him as the president the whole way through their documentation or their whatever they submitted. Um, and so that just makes him special, and that just means that he should be treated special. And the words you're going to just hear over and over and over again are no one is above the law. And there you have it, people. That's what I know. As I've said before, you know what? I do these pop up videos sort of out of sequence. It's really helpful if you hit the notification bell because then you'll know when one of these things gets released. So don't forget, you've got this one today, you had Tuesday's one out yesterday, and tomorrow you have the first of the Shine Your Light energy circles out. So, a lot going on, busy week. Thank you very, very, very much for being here. And thank you very, very much to my new subscribers, to my established ones. My numbers are starting to creep up again. And so I'm very grateful and appreciative for that. Until next time, take care, be well. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.